Hi, this is Beth, and this is Marvin, my co-host, and this is the Mixed Bag of Knittin. I thought today, the second episode, first of all, I want to welcome you back if you were here before, and if you weren't, I want to welcome you for the first time. I'm glad to have you. But I want to tell you a little bit about the plan for the channel. And the reason it's called Mixed Bag of Knittin is my goal is to bring something different every time. I won't be sitting here talking at you all the time. We're often going on field trips, go to yarn stores, go on travels, do different things, interview people, and my goal is that each episode will be a little bit different. And so hopefully it won't be boring, me just talking all the time. So today we're going to have a field trip. So first I want to show you Marvin, who's now the star of this episode, and he is wearing a matching sweater. Now, I can't tell you the yarn or the pattern of my sweater because it was made many years before I knew what Ravelry was or had any thought of tracking what I was doing or what pattern I was doing. But I can tell you that Marvin's sweater is the Pebbles dog sweater for small dogs by Barbara Lawson. It's free on Ravelry. It's a pretty simple sweater. Only thing I'd modify when I'm doing it again is there's not a place for his harness to go through. So Marvin is very stylish. And you're thinking, why is this relevant? Well, here's why it's relevant. Because Marvin is getting a new sweater. And this one is red, white, and blue. And the reason it's red, white, and blue is because of the field trip we're going on. We're going to go to Mammoth for the 4th of July. And Mammoth has a big celebration. It's a mountain about 5 or 6 hours from San Diego. Normally it's a ski mountain, but 4th of July, they have all kinds of different events. We were there last year and there was a Chihuahua race. So we raced down to enter Marvin at Chihuahua race, but we were too late and we didn't register him in time. So Marvin did not get to be in the Chihuahua race. So this year we found out that the Chihuahua race is on the 2nd. We thought it was going to be on the 3rd. It's on the 2nd. So while we were originally going to Mammoth on the 2nd, we had to change our plans. So I called my friend whose condo we were going to be staying in, and I asked her if we could go a day early. And her response was, yes, I'm laughing. This is hilarious. Go Marv. So to make sure Marvin gets in the race, we're going to go on the 1st so we can get him registered right at noon. He's going to race his new stylish sweater. And I will see you back and we will be filming Marvin in the Chihuahua race. So keep your fingers crossed and hopefully his styling sweater will give him extra luck and he'll do well in the race. I'll see you then. So we arrived in Mammoth yesterday and we're taking Marvin, who's wearing his fancy sweater, to go register him for the Chihuahua race. He's of course smelling everything along the way and taking full advantage of being in the mountain town. All right, we're here in Mammoth and Marvin is ready for the Chihuahua race. We're waiting for the little trolley. They have a trolley where you can get on to go to downtown village so we can register him for the Chihuahua race. Last year, we were too late and we missed the time period and he didn't get to race. So hopefully this year will be better. Keep your fingers crossed. Marvin on the trolley, getting ready to go to the Chihuahua race. Marvin. Hi, we're at Mammoth Mountain at the downtown village waiting to register Marvin. And we stopped to have a little lunch. We had a little Mexican restaurant. We ordered sangrias, yummy. And I want to tell you what I'm wearing. So first of all, I'm wearing the Rikke tee, and this is by Katrine Hannibal. It was an Onling pattern. I bought it as a kit with a merino and thought that was a great idea. I bought it. I had to frog that project 3 different times because the pattern was so confusing. We couldn't figure the short rows out. It actually took 3 of us to figure it out. So it was Annette, Andrea, and I, all of us going looking, saying, well, I think this means this. I think this means that. We finally figured it out. So since we figured it out, I thought I'd make the short sleeve one at the same time because then I'd never have to figure the pattern out again. So this is the short sleeve version, and this is a Jody long summer weight yarn, and it's really nice. It's in tomato, but what I love about it, it's 90% cotton and 10% cashmere, so it gives it a really nice soft feeling. The only other problem is the pattern told you to knit and divide for the sleeves whenever you thought you were ready. I had no clue what that meant. I kept trying it on. I obviously went too long, so it's a little big under here, so it's not my favorite, but it was a good lesson learned, and now moving forward, I have this one to measure against to know it's too long. And I'm certainly not doing that pattern again. Meanwhile, I'm also knitting a sundress, and this is done with the Sande's Garnlina, and it's the wallflower in bloom. It doesn't look very exciting now. I actually made quite a few modifications to this because it actually had kind of a pattern the first time before I frogged it, and I frogged it because of other issues. But when I decided to frog it, I decided to just stocking that down to the bottom because I didn't think the pattern that it had was worth the squeeze, because it was one of those patterns that wasn't that complicated, but it was enough that you had to pay attention to every single stitch. And the part I liked about was actually the lace at the bottom. So now I'm working in stocking knit to my knees. Once I get to the knee, I'll start the lace pattern. It should be adorable. Once again, it's the Wallflower Bloom. It's by Natalia, Pelykh. And so right now we're just going to drink some sangria and wait to register Marvin. So we'll see you back with the Chihuahua race. My Aunt Abby also joined us on this trip, and I'm teaching her how to knit. So she's over there doing her first project, which is just a swatch in straight garter stitch. So hopefully we can get her on track. So by the end of the weekend, we'll be able to start her on a blanket. Wave.
Hey.
Tree. Down through the hole, and off you go.
Off you go.
Up through the hole.
Up through the hole.
Around the tree. Down through the hole, and off goes she.
Yep. Off goes.
Up. Marvin thinks he's going to take on the dog. He's taking on the big dog, thinking he's a fool. I thought Marvin was decked out. Look at this dog. He's really decked out with his 4th of July. Come here, Sweetie Pie. Come show up for the camera. Oh, are you going to be in the race? Oh, Marvin, look at this. You have a friend.
We saw the race with, 150 people around it.
Who's that other Chihuahua, huh? Just Marvin. He's ready to go. Marvin. We're at the gate, at the starting line. We're warming up. He's all anxious. Look at the energy of that little dog with his fancy sweater that I knitted him. Look at there. So here's the Chihuahua race setup. There's 4 gates, and there's going to be 4 separate heats. And there'll be 4 dogs in each heat.
We're starting to race at 3 p.m. This is Brett Barlow, everybody. And Luna making their way to the start line. Where are my dogs at? Where are my dogs at? Count it down. I'm going to start at 4. When I get to 3, I want everybody here to join in. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Go, Marvin!
Oh, that's a fast dog. That is a fast dog. Who do I got? All my dog owners on the start line. Are you ready?
Going to run it the race.
Oh, releasing on the dog.
Come on, Marvin. Oh, Marvin, go!
Judges are getting situated.
Marvelous Marvin and his mommy Beth.
Just like last
Mixed
time,
Bag of
I'm counting
Knittin.
down. I'm going to start at 4. When I get to 3, I want everybody here to join in. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, that's a fast dog. That is a fast dog. Who do I got in lane 1? That's one of the fastest dogs I've seen.
Racing is not so cool. Uh-oh. Oh, see, now he has energy, but when it came to racing, he had no energy whatsoever and was lost and confused. Marvin was a failure at the Chihuahua races. Apparently, he thinks he needs a rest from that hard race that he did because he's sleeping and laying down the trolley on the way home. Morning, this is Beth again, still in Mammoth. I'm here with my Aunt Abby. Say hi.
Hi, good morning.
Where are you from, Abby?
I am from Miami. Abby from Miami.
She's here visiting for 2 weeks. And so, of course, I had to teach her to knit. So she's working on a swatch. She's doing a great job, only doing garter stitch, which is where I start everybody. And you see Marvin is over here supervising. What I'm working on, I actually changed projects because the dress I was working on was too big to drag around. So this is a top. It's called the Situetta by Heidi Marie Kaiser. It's Lana Gross Septa is the name of the yarn, and it's in Crema. It's 100% silk, and it's kind of cool. The back is kind of a lacy pattern, and the front is a V-neck. And what I'm wearing today, and this is kind of an interesting pattern because I made it once before, and I made it in this really pale yellow. It was beautiful until I wore it the first time to an event that included wine. And the whole time I kept saying, white wine, white wine, white wine. The lady came over, asked what I wanted. Red wine, please. Yes. And so you know what happened. I got red wine on it. But not to worry, because I went online, found a way, got the red wine out. Perfect, good to go. Wore it again. Next time I must have put it in the washing machine with something that was pink or red, and it came out all pink. So it was completely doomed sweater, even though I love the way it fit, love the way it looked. So I'm doing it again. This time I'm doing it in cream. I've been really trying to force myself to do more neutrals because, you know, I've got certain things that what I need something to go with. That's a weird color that I really need a cream or a light color. Even though when you buy yarn, it's not as much fun to buy a neutral as it is to buy, you know, a really fun color. But anyhow, so I'm working on that. And this is better because it's a small project that I can drag around town with me, drag over to our friend's house while we're socializing, and I can knit and talk and not worry about this giant dress like I was working on before. Meanwhile, what I'm wearing for the 4th of July that I actually knitted special for it is the Ingrid top. It's by Gregoria Fibers. It's in Nina by Stacy Charles. But since this was part of my mission to use older yarn from my stash, it is now a discontinued yarn. So you can't get it, but I really enjoy working with it because it's one of my favorite blends, which is the linen cotton, because that's a perfect San Diego weight. But as I've talked about before, and you might have seen it in other videos, in Southern California, the weather changes. So you might start cold in the morning, get warm in the afternoon, then it gets cold again. So I made this Line A cardi, which I'm getting so much use out of it. Marvin, be quiet. So much use out of it because, yeah, he thinks he should be the show because he hears something. Because it's this white color, and for summer, even though you don't want to be wearing a dark color cardigan, it's white is great to just throw over almost anything. So I wear it all the time. It's perfect for this weather, and it is made, this pattern is the by Maria, Montzka. I love the pattern. It was really easy to follow. I've actually made it twice. I made it with a skirt set that I made, and I wanted to make a cardigan, so I took her pattern and modified it to put the lace that matched the skirt. So this is the second time. When I made it the first time, I did that and thought, well, gosh, this is a fun pattern. I should make it according to the instructions. So this one was actually made according to the instructions with the different lines in it, and I really liked it. It was easy to follow, and it fits really well. The button band was very time-consuming. It was a double button band. It looks beautiful. It's probably the most beautiful button band I've ever made, but it took all day long to do the button band. So it was definitely a time commitment. I made this in the We Are Knitters, the Bling Bling. How I ended up with that yarn is I wanted to buy something else, and if I bought yarn, I could get free shipping. And so I bought this yarn even though I didn't need it, but it turned out to be a great color for this sweater. It's in the natural. It's 79% merino. The rest, it's got mohair, and then it's 3% metallic because it's, you can't really see probably, but it's got little white sparklies in it. And so this has been a great sweater for dragging around town and putting over whatever top I'm wearing. So I really like it. So that's what we're wearing today. We are sitting here quietly in the morning because my husband is still sleeping. And we're going to go to the parade. They have a big parade at Mammoth on the 4th of July. That starts about 11. And then there's an art festival we're going to go to later. And so I'll film a little of that so you can see that. And otherwise, we're just knitting until it's time for everybody else to wake up. So we'll see you back in a little bit. Have a good 4th. Hi, this is the start of the parade. We're here waiting for it to start. All the participants are all lined up. It's definitely a small town cutesy parade every year on the 4th of July. And then here's Marvin trying to attack every dog that goes by because he thinks he is a killer. And Mr. 8 Pounds is going to take on every other dog. Scouts and Girl Scouts starting the parade.
We want to be in the parade.
There we've got got some music. See Marvin over there. So this is the end of our wonderful 4th of July weekend, and we're just hanging out drinking wine. So I'm a little worried about this video because all of us have had quite a bit of wine. This is Leah, also one of my new knitters. Say hi, Leah.
Hi.
And Leah is doing her second blanket. And for the second blanket, I have my new knitters show us her blanket. We do 10 stitches of knit, 10 stitches of purl, and then we swap and make like a checkerboard. And that way the new knitters learn how to identify their stitches. And so this is her second blanket, so she's doing her second one. She actually learned last year when we were here 4th of July. That was her first knitting. So how's it been so far, Leah?
It's great. I am picking it up and making my second blanket, so it's really fun.
And then we have Abby, who, as you saw before, was a baby knitter, and she did her swatch, but now she started a blanket.
I'm starting my blanket. I'm very excited.
And I'm wearing the Cumulus tee in Knitting for Olive Pure Silk, which is part of the reason I did this sweater, because I want to see the difference between their pure silk and this pure silk. And so far I'm loving both of them. But we had a wonderful weekend, and we hope you enjoyed spending it with us. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe, please like, and please come back next time, because we'll see you some more wine and some more knitting. Have a wonderful 4th of July.
Cheers.
Cheers.